Hello guys. I am Zachariah the Ghostwriter. Let me talk about the gentleman from Eastern Cape. We had a chat. Great guy, man. Great guy. We spend hours, sitting, waiting for his time to do his code 14 test. And he just told me that the other guy failed early in the morning. The first test, the guy failed, and he was telling me about how that guy was reacting after he failed because of it wasn't his first time failing there at Rambek DLTC. Not knowing that he will later, fail. And it was just horrible for him simply because of, he just told me that he was there for the second time. He failed the first time because of he turned a steering wheel early. So the truck tire, went over the paving. And that's how he failed the first time during his left turn. Because of at Rambek, what they do track inspection. After track inspection, they go for step hill. After step hill is left turn, straight reverse, then alley docking. Then you will be done with your test and you will have to drive, outside and do the road test. And I must also speak about the road test on the other video, because I've realized that most people are not even paying attention to a road test. They are only worried about the year test. And at Rambek, I must say the majority of people were not even making it out. It was just horrible, man. But those who were making it out, I guess, man, they were really briefed about the entire place, so they knew exactly what they are up against, And let me just go back to the, Kosa gentleman, because, man, we sat down there and he arrived there early in the morning, saw the first test. His was like maybe around 2 or 3 o'clock test, because he was one of the last guys who had to go and do his year test. And I remember when he was saying, Eshbra, I must go back with this thing, man, because I don't even have money. I called my brother and asked him so that he can send me $500 so that I can book a bus. And I also called my wife and I asked her to send me $500 so that I can book a bus. Simply because of I don't want to rely on one person. And he told me that he paid 9.5 for code 14. And he was not told that he will have to pay for other stuff extra. And he said those things, man, they just ripped me apart because of I was just smart enough to have additional 2,000 on the side in case maybe there will be certain charges which are not included in this package that they told me about. He was just open enough to share a lot of stuff with me. And he just told me that, man, I was just told about 9.5 as a price that I have to pay. It will cover everything. But surprisingly, when I got here, there was 500 rand that I have to pay for a truck, to hire a truck. And there was 240 that I have to pay for a date, confirmation of a date, which he was not told about. And there were a lot of stuff, including cold drink, that he has to, buy. And obviously, because of he is not familiar with the entire thing, he was just saying things the way they are. And I'm like, no, bro, we don't use it that way, that weight. We don't use it loosely. The B weight that, people give somebody and they call it a B. So we were like, no, we don't use that weight because they will get you into trouble. We are saying buying cold drink or, you have to speak in tongues. So that's when he started understanding that, in Gauteng we have certain ways of, saying stuff without using the actual weight whereby you can easily get into trouble. So, man, it was just painful for the gentleman. And he has been waiting, man. He has been waiting from early in the morning until the time he will go in. And when that time arrives for him to go for a year test, I remember that time I was not even around. And I didn't even know exactly what time he was going in. He told me, but I forgot, because in my head, I'm thinking about how can I convince the driving school owners to work with me so that I can start creating content and advertise their business for free? And the majority of them understood what I was saying, while others were telling me that they don't own driving schools, and if I need to work with the driving school owners, I need to call the number so that I can speak with the owner direct, so that the owner can, give me more information, and it was a bit difficult, man. I was just frustrated because I was sitting there from early in the morning and there is absolutely nothing which is going on my side because I need to work. And I said, now let me just go to the bathroom, because somebody told me that if I go towards this side of the toilets, I can see the testing ground, and I was hoping that I can take pictures, but I was carrying this Samsung and I couldn't zoom enough to get the picture that I was looking for. And also on this side towards the bathrooms, there were people who are talking, and it's a glass which I cannot see from outside, but I know that they can see from inside. So I didn't want to risk everything and jeopardize my entire mission by start taking out the phone and shooting, pictures. I might be into trouble. But if it was at least maybe iPhone, where I was sitting, I could have got maybe a clear pictures of how the testing ground is. I was gonna do something to sneak around and see if I can get clear pictures. But sometimes you don't have to risk everything, and you just have to take everything, slowly. That bit of an opportunity that you get to take a picture, that bit of an opportunity where you can record an audio, you're recording audio a bit, and it's not everything that you're recording that you're going to use. That's one thing that I've learned about, going to Rambek DLTC. And we spend time, talking about a lot of stuff. I've sat down with him. He's a guy who can open up and speak about a lot of stuff. And I've known him better, that he's a great dude, from security, trying to move to truck industry, from truck industry, trying to move to, welding. It really shows that he knows exactly what he wants. And he's been doing everything in his power to make sure that he saves money for where he wants to go. And when he's talking about his brother, that he had to borrow, 500 from his brother, and also, he had to borrow, 500 from his wife, so that they can all help him to go back home with the bus, simply because of the 500 that he has, that he wanted to use it for transportation. He is told now that 500 will be needed, for call-ring. So he made phone calls and he spoke with the wife and also the brother before he can send the money. Then once they agreed that they will send him money, he decided to send his 500 rand for transportation, knowing that if one of them disappoint him, he can still get money from the other and he will go back to, Eastern Cape. And obviously he spoke about his leave, and he said his days are finished now, simply because of he took a leave so that he can come and take some lessons. And also the learners, he did learners here in Gauteng. And after I spoke with him, I realized that if you have money, anything is possible. You can literally get your learners within days. You can do your learners and you get your learners right now if you got money. And one thing that I think cost him a lot was that he started with the learners. And obviously, that they're going to chow a lot of money with the learners, and you will have to go for a few lessons of truck so that you will know how to master the truck, simply because of if you trying to rush the whole process, you're not going to make it with the truck. And I understand why he failed twice. Because the first time, as we heard from him, he failed because of he turned, the steering wheel early with the left hand, and the truck, went over the paving. Now, as he's failing for the second time, he's telling me like, bruh, look, I failed, man. I failed. And the guy who owns the truck, before the guy can even explain everything to me, he showed up. He was like, say, bro, what happened? What happened, bro? You see what you're doing, man? Why? Why? And he was saying that because of the guy was doing straight reverse. And where he is supposed to stop, whereby the other tires are in the, like they said, the guy kept going all the way until the truck started hitting something there, and it was making a huge damage. Because I don't know how the straight reverse is placed, because I've never been in there where I can see, but as they were saying, they said he was doing straight reverse, he was supposed to stop and he didn't stop, he kept going. That simple means that the guy was not using his mirrors. He was not using his mirror. They're asking him, why didn't you brake? And you can hear that he's still panicking. And somebody said, oh, it's fear. It's fear. The guy was afraid. And he admitted, yeah, I was afraid. So why are you afraid, man? You have to do this thing so that you go home with your thing. Last time you failed, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep last time you failed. And we thought, this time we're going to make it right, because they booked immediately so that they can get a nearest date. And he said, we thought this time we're going to make it right so that you will go home, man, with something, in your hand. But look at you now, man. And this is horrible because there is absolutely no way we can speak because of the way you just literally fail and hit that. It was bad. As he was saying, the guy who is owning a truck. So I don't know, maybe it went all the way and hit the wall, or it went all the way and hit what it hit because of, he said, the way you were driving with reverse. It's like you wanted to remove the entire... Man, I'm looking at this guy, man. He's trying to answer questions from the person he hired the truck. Now he is worried about the damage of the truck. He is worried about the reputation in the, testing ground. He's worried about a lot of stuff, man. I'm right there, man. I cannot even speak with this guy in a way that I can just tell him that, bruh, it is really not your fault. It is really not your fault, my guy. They didn't give you enough information. They didn't fully prepare you for this. You are not prepared for the yard test. But they told you that you're ready, and you were not ready. I couldn't tell the brother, man. Simply because of this other guy was here. The other guy showed up. It was 4 of us now standing. Because that guy, when he came direct to tell me, that he failed because of we've been sitting together and, he has always been the guy who's sharing stuff with me as we were sitting down there, and we were sitting with the other lady, and he was just open enough whereby we can just talk about anything. But I think in my audios, man, when we started talking, I recorded our conversation, and I think I sensed that the guy is not prepared from the get-go, and that's why I started recording. And I think I asked him a few questions, and I realized that the brother is not ready. I don't know. I think I should play the audio and hear our conversation. Yeah, but the brother was not ready. And also him, when we were sitting, he was telling me that the guy who has the driving school is not around. He's at the practicing ground doing lessons with other students. You here early in the morning by 7 o'clock. Your test is like 3 o'clock. All these hours you're just sitting. Whereby you are supposed to be spending more hours understanding the tricks so that this truck cannot give you problems. I didn't understand that part. And the problem is referral. You can tell that these people travel from other provinces, to Gauteng, and in many occasions they don't even know people they're referring them to. This video is going to be long. I don't know. I'm going to cut it into 2 maybe. But man, the situation was very painful, especially when you're sitting with someone and you know that they're about to walk in. It's like death row. Bruh, you're not going to come out there. And the person is very hopeful that they will go in and out. And you know that this person doesn't really know what they're about to go against. I mean, alone, if you're struggling with left turn the first time, you struggle the second time with straight reverse. And they were motivating him that he should wait for a month so that he can save a little bit of money and come back for the third time. You see, when we come back now, this is how we're going to do it. They were giving him the lines like, you know, those type of lines that you're going to learn, you know, while you have a driver's license. I was just listening to this guy. I'm like, listen to them. How they are telling this guy that he needs to bring more money. And the guy is not ready. If he's struggling with those two, just imagine what will happen with Ali Docking, with Code 14. Just imagine how this brother will struggle on the road. Because I'm telling you, the road trip that I'm going to show you next, I mean, the road test, it's a bit difficult. That's Hans Kuman Street. When you're watching the picture, it goes like this from DLTC. If you're panicking, you're not sure about your stuff, yeah, when you come back, you will be a passenger. They will take the truck from you. And when you're coming back, if you're not good with your clutch control and everything is rolling. But I'm going to speak about it next. And I'm going to share pictures, and I'm going to make sure that I help those who don't know it. That's the reason why I'm doing this type of content. It was just heartbreaking to see the brother going home empty-handed. And he said, bro, when they arrived there, he was telling me that, bro, you know what, I just knew that something is not right. When I arrived at Park Station, you know, people were passing by, but they stopped me, the police, and they searched me. I was just shocked by the way the police officer was rude to me. They were checking inside my bag and everything. They didn't believe that I'm a Xhosa. And he said, from there, I just knew that things are not going well. Obviously, he arrived where he arrived. He booked for, you know, those, I think it's for a week or two, where he was staying, and obviously he has to buy food all the time. And also he mentioned that he has to pay for lessons so that he can every day go and do the practicing. And I remember when he was telling me that when they fetch him from the bus Park Station, he didn't even go to, you know, the place where he stays. They took him to the testing ground first so that he can, you know, have some few lessons before he will go home to sleep, which was something that they wanted to show him that, you know, they care a lot and they can make things happen. You know, but alongside the way, man, he ended up going to a testing ground without proper information. And I just felt sorry for the brother. And those are the stuff that when I go there and sit down and you talk to people, you find people who desperately want these driver's licenses and they have no idea what they're dealing with. And it is so painful, man. It is so painful because the majority of people end up getting the driver's license without doing the proper things, without knowing exactly what to do. And that's the reason why on the roads, you find out that certain accidents happen and you're like, how did that happen? You know, and it was just painful, man. It was just painful because he started telling me about how much he spent and he has to go back, and he's still working as a security officer. We all know that to be a security officer and, you know, pay about 9.5, you know, cash, and still have accommodation that you have to book this site and food, and also, you know, pay for the truck, because he said they didn't tell him about the additional money that he has to go and pay, you know. And imagine 500 of a truck and 500 of cold drink and 240 of booking confirmation already as what, 1,240. We haven't speak about food or other stuff that he needs as a guy, you know. And we don't know if the learners was included into the 9.5 package or it was separate. We don't know. But he was spending a lot of money so that he can eventually get his, driver's license. It was heartbreaking. We couldn't even talk much. He jumped into a truck because they have to take him away so that he can go and be at his place wherever he booked, so that he can catch a bus. Man, life is tough, eh? We should share stories like this so that you will know what people are dealing with. And also he mentioned that in Eastern Cape is the same thing. They don't have enough DLTCs. Too many people who wants to tap into the same, industry whereby they can have driver's licenses. And if you book now, you might wait for 3 months or 6 months before you can even get a date. So that's why they decided to come to this side of Gauteng so that they can get dates. You know what I'm saying? So let me check my time here. 23 minutes. Yeah. So that was the main thing that was pushing him so that he can come to this side of Gauteng and try to get his driver's license. Unfortunately, man, he's going home with bad news, whereby he have to go and tell his wife and also tell his brother that, hey, Brass, I went to Joburg, but things were hectic and I didn't get what I was actually looking for. He only, he will only go back with awareness and also with the experience that, this time he met me and other lady from KZN, and he will share the little knowledge that I gave him. And it will be just an experience of him being in Gauteng and seeing how certain stuff work. But we live and learn, and that's life. That's how it is. Maybe, hopefully, one day he will come across this video and he will, know some of the stuff, that it wasn't actually his fault. They didn't prepare him enough. They didn't give him all the tools that he was supposed to have, simply because of they were in a business. The reason why, I'm saying it wasn't his fault, simply because of they were busy with other students. And if they really cared about him, they were supposed to be putting him close by, simply because of he's not even a person who is from Gauteng. They were supposed to be showing him all the ropes. This is the moment whereby even if they're teaching the other student, they put you in a truck. A truck can have 2 people, or a truck can have 3 people in there. Especially, the bigger truck that is, talking about a code 14. The instructor can be there, he can be in the middle, and the learner can be there also. While he's teaching the other learner, he can also keep teaching this guy so that he won't forget. Maybe an hour before his actual test, that's when he will say, bruh, let's go now, it's your time. Everything that I've been showing you here is exactly what you'll be doing there. Easy. Why do you let the brother hang there for hours, man, and doing nothing? The guy is shifting. This sun is too hot. This side is going to the other side. All he has to do is to keep smoking and playing around the same scene of last 3 days or a week whereby he failed, hoping that maybe this time he will do it well, hoping for the best. You cannot let the brother be in that situation. He was supposed to be at the training ground whereby he's watching every little trick. If it happens, even if you're training people of code 10, then let it be. Let him see them struggling. Let him learn that, oh, this one knocked the pole because of 1, 2, 3, 4. When I got there, I shouldn't do this, I should do that. Make sure that the guy is here next to you because of his referral. When he goes to Eastern Cape, he can tell more people that, you know what, in Gauteng, there is this other guy who did 1, 2, 3, 4 for me. But if you don't treat the brother special, or you don't treat him well because of him, it's just heartbreaking. I don't know. I'm going to tap into the driving school business. I think after what I saw these past 2 days, I'm like, no, I should, the only problem is that, sometimes we are so blessed. We have all the business ideas. We understand the game. We understand all this type of stuff. But the problem is that we don't have funding. And that's why sometimes some other people will always look like they are way smarter than us and they're doing way better than us. That's what you do to your client. You put him here. Be that guy who's next to him all the time, talking to him, my guy, we are coming back with this thing, man. Remember, we are coming back with this thing, man. Sit down with him. If you have few videos, when you're sitting down, show him on the phone. This is what you shouldn't. This is, let me tell you, brief the guy repeatedly about the air test. Be the guy that even if when he's done, he got his, stuff, or she got his, her driver's license. When she's sitting down, it's like, hey man, you kept on telling me a lot of stuff repeatedly, but I thank you because of I came back with it. It's better for you to say, hey, this guy, man, he will be on your case, but you will go back with it, rather than the person is not even on your case and you're failing. And guys like us will tell you that, no, he was supposed to tell you about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's just unfortunate. The video is too long. I'm going to cut it into 2 parts. But that's just unfortunate, man. When the brother was going back, you can see how sad he was. And the problem is that he was blaming himself because of they made it look like he did a horrible, horrible mistake. Yeah, when you are at that moment whereby most people, they don't take test serious, you end up pressing an accelerator than pressing a brake. You forget that your foot is on accelerator. Or because of you only move that thing with only clutch pedal. Instead of putting your foot to the brake, you put it on the accelerator and you end up making a mistake like that. What caused that is because of the guy didn't practice enough. It's evident that the guy is not even in a space whereby he will know which pedal to press without even looking at it. But if he's panicking, he has to look there, he look at the mirror and he look at the pedals. That's the problem. He will end up pressing the wrong pedal. I appreciate you guys showing me love and support. Let me do more videos. Let me put in the work, man. Hopefully somebody will watch these videos and they will learn a thing or two. It's November now. It's a rush hour. People want driver's licenses. People are buying cars. Let me put in the work.